Y'all
Can you
see
hear
him?
us? Yes. Can you hear us, Nard?
Okay. Alrighty. All of the video connection seem to be breaking up pretty bad right now.
Well, hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. And welcome to Wellness Wednesday.
Hello.
We are live in living color with Nard and Nardfit, and he's going to be leading us through a at-home workout that you can join in with us right from your home. Nard, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready as ever.
Let's
You
go.
guys ready?
Yes.
All right. All right. So what we're gonna start off with? First of all, and let my crew come up. Y'all gonna come up with the demonstrations. We're gonna start off with just warm the body up. We're gonna get some quick stretches in. Okay. We're gonna start with our feet together. We're going straight down. We're gonna hold each stretch about 15 seconds. So you wanna make sure you hold the stretch down for 15 seconds. Until you feel it stretching in your hamstrings. Okay. All right, we're coming up out of the stretch. Going straight down the middle, down and hold, 15 more seconds. All right, 3, 2, 1. We're switching over to the left ankle. Reach towards your left ankle, down until you stretch and hold. All right, we're gonna walk it over to our right ankle. Reach as much as you can. Feel the hamstring stretching still. Down and hold, 15 seconds. All right, coming up and out of the stretch. We're gonna rotate our arms. We're going slowly to the front. Big circles, big arm circles, big arm circles. Okay, now we're gonna go backwards in reverse, big arm circle still. All right, that's a quick little warm-up stretch. So now we're gonna try to get off into the workout. Which we're gonna start, it's not gonna be anything that's gonna be too hard for everyone, okay? Anybody need any type of modifications, please yell it out, let me know, and I will switch it up to where it's something everybody can do, okay? So we're gonna start off with a quick warm-up with regular jogging in place and jumping jacks. All right, so we're gonna go for 20 counts worth of jumping jacks, and then we're gonna go for 20 counts worth of jogging in place. Our jumping jacks are gonna go like so. You need to modify it. Step out to the side, back to the center. Out to the side, back to the center. Okay, so we're gonna go for 20 counts worth of jumping jacks. Ready in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Relax, relax. Just feeling a little warm, little warm. And we're gonna go to a jogging in place, okay? You don't have to do nothing. You don't have to do too much of a big motion, just a small jog in place. So we're here, we're going for 20 counts, okay? Ready in 3, 2, 1. We're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Relax. We're going back to the jumping jacks. 20 more counts of the jumping jacks, okay? In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Catch your breath. We have one more round of the jogging in place, which is 20 pounds still. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Jogging in place. We're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, we should be a little warm now. Now we're gonna go in for a lunge in place. I'm about to demonstrate that for you guys now. All right, make sure. All right, we're gonna stand right here. So from the side, we're gonna step down and out. You want your knee to still be at a 90 degree, your back leg and your front leg, okay? Step back in start position. So step out with your left leg, out with the left, down, back to start position, switch it, over to the right, back to the start position, okay? So the most important thing is just trying not to be on the front part of your foot. Whenever that front leg step out, try not to be on that front toe, okay? Try to keep that front foot flat, go down into your lunge, back to start position. All right, so we're gonna attempt 8 on each side. 8 on the left, 8 on the right. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Let's go, down and out. 1, 1, 2. Good. 2, keep it going. It's 3, and 3, keep it going. That's 4, and 4, keep it going. 5, 5, keep it going. 6, 6, keep it going. Good. 7, 7, keep it going. One more. 8, and 8. Relax, relax, relax. That's good, that's good. Next, we're gonna go into air squats. So you're just squatting in place. You're just going down and up in the same spot that you're standing, okay? From a side view, you're going down, up, in the same spot that you're standing. However low you can go is fine. If you can't go all the way to 90 degrees, it's fine. Just do it the best way you can, okay? Anything is better. Anything is better than nothing at all, okay? Ready? We're gonna go for 15. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Down, up. 1, 2, 3. Keep it going. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Relax, relax. That's good. So the first 2 exercises we did are lower body exercises. So it's going to target your lower hamstrings, your glutes, and also your quad muscles, okay? That's the lower body. So we're going to go for one more set, the lunges, and also one more set of the squats. So we're back to 8 on each leg for the lunges we did at first. Ready? In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Down and out. 1, 2, 2. I'll be at that. 3. There we go. 4, 4. That's 5. 5. Keep it going. 6. 6. Keep it going. 2 more. That's 7. And 7. One more. 8. And 8. Relax, relax. That's good. So we're going back to the body weight squats, okay? Going back to 15 of the body weight squats. Once again, stay in the place that you're at. Going down and up in that same position. Okay? Ready? In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep it going. 5, 6, 7. Keep it going. 8, 9, 10, 5 more, 11, 12, good, good. 13, 14, one more, 15, relax, relax. Get your break, get your little sip of water if you need some. Good, good. All right. Next, we're going back to the jumping jacks, back to the 20 count jumping jacks, okay? Let's keep our blood moving. Back to the 20 count jumping jacks. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go, let's go. 20 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Relax, relax. All right, so we're going to slow it down just a little with a basic movement, but it's also a stretch movement. And it's a real dynamic movement, okay? You're going to spread your feet slightly wider than your shoulders. You start with your hands on your hips. Reach over to the outside, the opposite foot, to the opposite hand, okay? So over to the outside of the foot, right back to the center. Over to the outside, right back to the center, okay? And we're only going to go for 10 of these. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Down and up. 1, 2, good. 3, 4, 5, keep it going. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax, relax. That one should be more of a cool off move, okay? We're gonna go for 10 more, 10 more. Ready? In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Back to 10. 1, down and over. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. That's 10. Relax, relax. Feel okay? Okay. Next, we're going back to the air squats, okay? Back to the squats in place. We're going for 15. 15 counts of the air squats, okay? Ready? In 3, 2, 1. Let's go, let's go. Down, up. That's 1. There you go. That's 2. Make sure when you're coming up, you're squeezing your glutes on the way up, okay? That's 4. That's 5. Keep it going. That's 6. That's 7. Let's go, let's go. That's 8. That's 9. 10. Keep it going. 5 more. 11. 12. 13. Almost there. 14. One more. 15. Relax. Good. We're going to go to one more set, one last set of lunges, okay? One last set of lunges. It's the second leg exercise that we did. So remember, we're going down and out. Once again, 8 on each leg, okay? Ready? In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Down and out. 1 and 1. Okay? 2 and 2. Keep it going. 3 and 3. Keep going. 4 and 4. 4 more. And it's 5. Good. And 5. Keep it going. And 6. And 6. Keep it going. Good. 7. And 7. Keep it going. One more. 8. And 8. Good, good. Relax, relax. Relax. Everybody feel okay? Definitely, definitely. Okay, so next we're gonna go back to the jumping jacks, but this time we're gonna put a little upper body into it. Where instead of regular jumping jack, you're going out and in front. So you bring your arms straight out to your side, straight out to in front of you. So out and in front, out, in front. The modification for that, if you find the jumping a little to be a little too much, you can still go with the step out. Just out, over to the side, right back to the center. Out, over to the side, right back to the center. Out, over to the side, right back to the center. Modify it to what you're comfortable with, okay? Ready? We're gonna go back to the jumping jacks. We're gonna go for 20 counts once again, okay? Remember, out to the side, out in front. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go, let's go. Out to the side, 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep it going. That's 5. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Keep it going. Push through it. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Relax, relax. Good, good. Hope everybody feeling okay. Good, good. Okay, cool, cool. All right, we're gonna go back to the cool down. Legs apart. Over, back to the center. Once again, we're going just for 10, okay? Just for 10. And 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Down to the center. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. 5. That's 6. 7. 8. That's 9. And that's 10. Relax. Stay in this position. Now going to go into a cool down stretch. Or straight down the middle. Touch the floor and hold. If you can't touch the floor, that's fine. Just reach to the best of your ability. Make sure you feel a good stretch in the back of your legs. I'm gonna hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it over to the left. To the left leg, you're holding. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk it over to the right. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease out of it. Want to go back to our big circles, big circles. Big circles forward. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going backwards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Give you guys yourself a hand. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Just a quick warm up to get started with the Healthness Wednesday. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Okay.
Thank you so much, Nard. We enjoyed it and we feel the burn.
Hopefully you have a little sweat.
We did. Thank you, Nard. Hey,
All right.
Hi.
How are you?
Were you exercising?
Now, after last week, you knew good and well I was here exercising, fully sweating, and dressed up for PE.
Good for you. Good.
Yes.
I was encouraging you from the sidelines today.
And right here. So, Mayor, this is our home gardening edition of Wellness Wednesday. And we are so happy to have our very own Mitchell Provensal of Baton Roots to come on and share with us about all things gardening. What do you have to say about that, Mayor Broome?
I love vegetables. That's the first thing I have to say. And once again, let me just thank Nardfit for that session that he and his team just did. And if you missed that, you can certainly connect with the exercise component and get the footage by going to brla.wellnesswednesday and on my YouTube channel. So going back to Ellen, what you just said about the gardening segment and having Mitchell talk today. You know, I certainly, as I said, I love vegetables. And the fact that our program today is focusing on agriculture, gardening, food access, and how these elements come together throughout our community partnerships is very refreshing to know. You know, in many parts of our community, our residents have limited access to fresh and nutritious foods, but we're closing the gap on that. And this was true even before the coronavirus pandemic, even more so now. Through our Go Get Healthy program, yay for Go Get Healthy, we work to address food accessibility in East Baton Rouge Parish, and I'm so proud of the work that we do there. And so, Ellen, you've been doing a great job facilitating these discussions. We're so glad to have you as a Rebuild Baton Rouge Health Equity Fellow. And I'm going to toss it over to you to handle tonight's discussion, especially with our guests. But I also want to say, before I sign this over to Ellen, I want to acknowledge our partners like Baton Roots Community Farm, and Mitchell, who joins us every week to offer gardening and agriculture tips to help increase food accessibility. I want to thank our partners like the Walls Project, and they were just awarded $100,000 from the National Endowment for the Arts. Congratulations. And they're going to continue to be partnering with us as we move forward in our various efforts. So congratulations to the Walls Project,
Congratulations.
to Baton Roots, and to the residents of our community. You know why? Because it's a win-win for all of us. These groups do excellent community work. And I can't wait to see the impact that this will have on the Baton Rouge community. So with that being said, Ellen, it's all on you. Take it away.
Thank you, Mayor Broome, and we love your blazer, by the way.
Thank you.
So you're so welcome. So today we are talking about gardening at home, but before we jump into our guest speaker, Mitchell of Baton Roots, we do have a show and tell guest with us today. And so what show and tell is, show and tell, we bring in members from the community who have tuned in previous weeks, and they show us what they've been doing at home as a result of tuning into Wellness Wednesday. So today we are going to be hearing from Miss Jerry Hobdy. Miss Jerry, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi, Miss Jerry. How are you?
Great, great, great.
Well, we want to say thank you so much for tuning in to Wellness Wednesday since the inception. And we are very excited to hear and see all the wonderful things that you've been doing at home. Take it away.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you because I remember um, uh, on a workshop and you were talking about gardening, and I wasn't eating enough vegetables, and I actually started eating more vegetables and adding more vegetables to my diet. And then at COVID, I was like, I have a little extra time. I'm going to try to grow some on my own. And I started, and I told you when you invited me, um, I made a lot of mistakes. I had a lot of plants that died, and I was surprised, despite parents about farming and gardening. I was able to harvest vegetables that I cook and share with friends. I'm so excited. Look at this.
Ooh, oh my. Oh
This
my.
is harvest from this week. I have herbs, I have potatoes, I have peppers, I have tomatoes, which my daughter eats like grapes. Basil, I have my red peppers, I have my dill. I mean, it's been in my even. And I have to say that I'm so glad in last time because I heard some wonderful tips from Mitchell about gardening. My tomatoes were growing, but he said, talked about prune them and they exploded. They were really, really, really starting to grow. And he also mentioned getting them up off the ground so they don't get waterlogged or disease and all that kind of stuff. That has made a huge difference. Although, as I shared earlier, I had this beautiful, beautiful prized tomato that I was just nurturing, and a critter got and just like bites off out of it, and that really broke my heart.
Sorry.
But I am cooking with vegetables from my own garden. I feel healthier. Um, so certainly my garden isn't big enough to supply all needs. I know what I'm looking for when I go and go to a vegetable stand and to get real good fresh vegetables. I'm not getting them out just out of King.
Uh-oh. It seems as though that we're having a few technical difficulties, but hopefully Miss Jerry will be able to come back in and join us. But we want to thank her for coming in and sharing her tips that she received from Mitchell and congratulate her for all the things that she's growing at home. So as we proceed, at each and every week, Mitchell gives us gardening gems, right? He drops a little bit here and a little bit there. And we're fortunate to be able to talk to him for an extended period of time this week because we're going to be talking about how you can garden at home. So if you're a beginner or you're an expert, Mitchell is going to give us some tips and tell us a little bit about himself and how he got into this gardening space. Mitchell, are you there?
I'm here. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Mitchell. Let's see. Can we see you? There you are.
You see me?
I can see you. Hey,
Okay, good.
Mitchell. How are you?
Hey. Doing great. Doing good. I brought some of the garden inside today to show off.
How wonderful. How wonderful. And so, Mitchell, Miss Jerry is back. And so as you enlighten us in all things gardening today, I'm certain that she might have a question or two or three or five. And so we will make time so you guys can have that dialogue. But before we jump into that, Mitchell, tell us a little bit about how and why you're so passionate about gardening and agriculture.
Oh, such a good question. It really started kind of like how Miss Jerry started. Just wanting, I knew I was not eating right. I wanted to eat better. And I was just really, really, really about where my food came from. And once you go down that wormhole and see how food is produced and how it gets to you, it is very strange and so complicated when we know that we can grow it ourselves. So I moved to a new place around this time, and the previous people had a little garden, and I was like, oh, I'm going to try. So I just took handfuls of seeds and just threw them all out there. And like Ms. Jerry said as well, I mean, my first time gardening, I killed everything. Nothing grew. I might have gotten one eggplant. Like, you're going to have some failures at the beginning. And I just don't want people to get discouraged when they start their garden. But yeah, once I saw that my seeds weren't growing, things weren't right, I just started doing lots of research. YouTube is such a great resource, and I learned so much stuff from that. And then once you get the hang of it, once you start getting stuff from your garden and adding it to your diet and not having to go to the grocery store as much. It's pretty addictive, and it's brought me to want to run a farm myself. So.
Okay. So you said that you brought us some goodies from Baton Roots. So tell us a little bit about Baton Roots and the work that you do with Baton Roots.
Sure. So Baton Roots is a community farm at Howell Park. And it started through the mayor's Go Get Healthy initiative. And it started from an idea of seeing these kind of projects all around the country. I mean, food access is an issue all around the US and all around the world, but especially we know in our city as well. So to try to combat this issue, I was presenting this idea on growing food where we need it the most. Obviously, we've had amazing support from the mayor and have been able to kick off this initiative. And our main focus at Howell Park, at Baton Roots, is to grow food, but we're called a community farm because we want people to grow it with us and to learn how to do it with us. So the previous season, Wellness Wednesday was at the farm, and everybody came to get their hands dirty in the farm, take some produce home. They helped us plant tons of stuff out, tons of collards and kale. So outside of the Wellness Wednesday and these community programs, we also have Hustle and Grow, a youth program where high school students can work with us on the farm and learn all about urban agriculture and where their food comes from. And then they can take these skills back to their own home, their own family, and yeah, grow their own food for themselves. But also learn about careers in agriculture and healthy eating, healthy living.
Okay, so you mentioned a couple of different projects that Baton Rouge is a part of, or they had their hands involved in. Which project or community partnership can you remember that was most fun, or you got the most out of while working with Baton Rouge in the community?
Oh, I mean, Wellness Wednesday has been great because it brought people from all ages out to the farm. And then also getting to see some other aspects like incorporate. So we did the physical activity, we did yoga out on the farm. But one thing that always stands out is it didn't really matter what group or who came out, but I know everybody's going to remember this, is the hibiscus tea that we were growing. So the hibiscus plant, it was such a good way to connect people instantly. Sometimes people are turned off by vegetables, like, oh, I don't need squash, I don't need cucumbers. But that tea, when you said that you could grow it yourself and brew it yourself and make your own, essentially it's like a healthier Kool-Aid.
Right.
People to try to drink it. Yeah, that always just like excited people so much. And they're like, oh, I can grow this. And then we were able to save the seeds from the pods that we harvested. And people were able to take that home, and then they can plant their own from that. So hibiscus tea was always such a good hook to get people interested and wanting to take the step to garden for themselves.
Yeah, hibiscus tea is definitely an incentive to come out and grow your own fruit and vegetables. But Miss Jerry was a little bit cut off when she was explaining or sharing with us about her gardening journey. So we definitely wanted her to be able to speak to you directly, because she was able to take some of your tidbits from last week and implement them at home. Miss Jerry, did you have any commentary for Mitchell before he shows us what awesome things he's brought to us from the farm? We can't hear you, Miss Jerry. We think you might be muted.
I have a few questions that might help me grow my garden a little bit. Melon is sprawling, but it's not growing at all. I don't see any water or melon moving at all. I'd like to know a way to what kind of safe pesticide you use, because I use Deal almost every other day, and I go out there and I saw these caterpillars on them. Which almost made earrings, but they were beautiful. I don't want to use a lot of chemicals in my garden, so I'd like some advice on.
So you're talking specifically about the dill and the caterpillars, correct?
Yeah. Or anything in general.
Okay. Well, to get to the point of the dill, that caterpillar, I believe it's the swallowtail, the dill is the host plant for that caterpillar. And so it's like super special that the dill is planted. So instead of spraying something, we want that caterpillar to live. So I would say plant a few extra dill. So one for you and one for the caterpillar, if you have a little extra space. But for one thing, for the other pest problems, I would first identify what exactly the pest is, because there's lots of sprays out there, and especially organic sprays will be super specific to the bug that they can kill. So if you need help identifying what pest there is, you can send me a picture, you can email me a picture, send it to Baton Roots, and I would love to help you identify it. An organic spray that people use is called neem oil, which is pretty not toxic. I mean, it's harmful in large quantities, but you can spray it and then eat your fruits and vegetables like that. Like it disintegrates quickly, but it'll kill the bugs on contact. But I think identifying the pest first is such a huge thing, because people will spray stuff that's really, really harmful, but it's not towards the pest that they actually have. So you're just wasting your time and money on something that's not going to impact anything at all. Did you have a question about the watermelon as well?
Yeah. I'm growing a watermelon, so I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. It's pretty. They're pretty leaves, but I haven't seen any watermelon.
How long has it been planted?
About 2 months.
We might have a sidebar conversation. I want to see a picture of it too. But the watermelons do take up a ton of space. Like, you need to let them sprawl and grow out. And then once they get to a certain length, they'll shoot out flowers, and then those flowers need to pollinate, and then it'll set the fruit. Have you been seeing flowers?
They're just starting to come out.
Okay. Okay, another thing is sometimes, where did you get the plant from? I'm going to dive too deep into this.
Lowe's.
Okay. Because it might be a pollination issue. If you don't have to pollinate all the flowers, then they're not going to make fruit. So if you don't see enough bees or other pollinators in your garden, the flowers might not be pollinating. And that's what helps them.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you are seeing flowers, that's probably your issue.
You know, one of the takeaways I'm getting from this is that bugs aren't always our enemies. Thank you.
So true.
Well,
There's a few that are terrible we want to get rid of, but we need to work with most of them.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mitchell. Bugs are friends. The flowers are a good sign. Watermelons take a long time. Is that good? Did we sum that up, Mitchell?
Yeah, that was great. Thank you.
Great. And kudos to you, Miss Jerry, for jumping out there and planting a watermelon. It's so early in the game. And speaking of being early in the game, as a gardener, what advice or true blue tips would you give to anyone watching who is interested in gardening but they are a beginner? So what are some things that you would let them know or you would advise them about when growing their own garden at home?
Yeah, I would definitely say start small, but you have to start. You are gonna fail. Some things are gonna die off, but the good thing is, like, seeds are pretty cheap. You can get a packet of seeds for $1 or so. So it's good to start small. What I have right here is just an ornamental pepper plant. So, and this is just in a pot. So doing 1 or 2 potted plants is such a good start. I'm gonna try and show you all this. This is just in like a 3-gallon pot. This pot isn't crazy huge, but the good thing about these peppers is that they are considered ornamental, so it's just pretty. I have this on my porch. It's really, really attractive. But I also use these peppers. Me and my dad make a pepper vinegar, and I do not eat red beans without them. It produces so many peppers that we actually make a ton before it freezes in the fall, and we give it out as Christmas. We give out pepper vinegar. So even just this one pot on my porch, it's pretty. So it's something nice to look at, but we also have a lot of use for it. So I get Christmas presents and make stuff for myself. So I would say start small. Make sure you have a pot. One major thing is make sure it has drainage. And if you can see the holes in the bottom of this, you need to water, but water needs to flow through it. If roots are just sitting in water, our lungs don't work in water. Roots do not work in the water; they will drown out. Another really good advice is if you already have around your house, a good thing is to incorporate ornamental things like these peppers. Do one or two things. Learn how to care for vegetables. You can do leafy greens like mustards and stuff as ornamental plants as well. They're really pretty, and they're super easy to care for. You can just incorporate them into your existing gardening to get a start and learn how to care for them. And once you start eating from your own garden, you'll want to build raised beds and do an in-ground garden. But I think it's a good start to do something small at first and get your feet wet, and just start learning more. Come out to the farm, come to Wellness Wednesday, all these touch points to get tips and build up that bank in your head of all this knowledge, because it definitely takes some skill. So don't get caught up in the failure of things dying at the beginning. That's a huge thing, because people get so upset. They're like, I don't have a green thumb. I hate when people say that. You just need to learn a few things.
So we do have a question from Facebook.
Okay.
Lauren, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me and see me?
We can hear you and we can see you. Let her rip.
Perfect. So our first Facebook question is from Chelsea Morgan, and she wants to talk about pepper jelly. So Mitchell, can you make pepper jelly from your peppers that you're growing?
Absolutely. I would say you can make them from any pepper, but I would taste them first to see how really hot they are. Just a little taste, but yeah, you can use ornamental peppers for pepper jelly. And we pick them all at the different colors, all the different stages, and incorporate that into the vinegar or your pepper jelly. Make it look really, really pretty.
Awesome. We have one more. Michelle says, as a beginner, I didn't know that certain times of the year for planting certain fruits and vegetables. Mitchell, do you have some advice for her on when to plant what?
Yes, that is such a great point, because so many people start and they're like, if you started right now and you try to grow all these greens and stuff, they're going to die off. Certain things like certain times of the year. So plants that love the heat are eggplant, okra, peppers, squash. Those things really, really, really love the heat. So you want to get those started in the spring and they'll last all summer. But once it comes to September, you can plant another crop of tomatoes and squash, but then you can cool weather stuff. So things that like cold weather are carrots, beets, mustards, collards, all of our greens, lettuce, stuff like that. LSU has a really good planting guide that lists dates that you can start all these things. So if you just Google LSU planting guide, it'll pop up and it'll give you when to plant all those things. But that's such a good point, because people plant things at the wrong time and think they don't have a green thumb, but it's just the timing of it that's off.
All right, our last question, well, two questions combined in. Is it safe to plant tomatoes now in this season?
I would wait until August. If you try to plant a seedling now, it's way too hot. It'll just crisp up and fry. But once it starts to cool down, August, September, they'll take off and produce before it freezes. All
righty. And our last question from Taquincy Vessel on Facebook. I am ready to come back to the farm. When will we be able to volunteer again? The people are ready. Oh,
yes, we miss you. We're hoping to get people back maybe mid-July and open the community garden back up and start doing some regular volunteer hours. I I know that she is following our Facebook, so keep that up because we'll post on there like an official start date for Wednesdays back out on the farm. But soon, we miss you.
One comment wants to know, she's planted a garden before, and unfortunately, her neighbor's dogs attacked the garden. We'll have to try again when we get a fence. There's some tips we can give them for planting without a fence that they can plant in their backyard.
Okay, so the dog was attacking the plants. I would try sprinkling some cayenne pepper around the soil, and when the dog tries to go and sniff it, it'll irritate them but not harm them. But don't quote me on that one. You might need a fence. I'm not sure about the dog issue. Some friends of mine just took some old like chicken wire. I mean, just I don't know how big the dog is, but just put little stakes in the ground and wrapped it around, and they could just easily open it up. But you might need some physical barrier, especially if it's a big old dog.
I really, really like, if someone older told you about the cayenne pepper, I'm inclined to believe it.
I
But
didn't want somebody saying that I was like trying to abuse animals. I'm sorry.
wait, yeah, don't abuse the animals. Don't abuse the animals. It looks like the watermelon is a common thread here. Somebody, Miss Michelle Johnson, also said, "Wow, I purchased my watermelon from Lowe's as well, and I have nothing. No watermelon, no leaves, no nothing." So perhaps you guys might have to connect or do some special segment about watermelon at Baton Roots or provide some literature, because the folks are distressed about their lack thereof of watermelon.
Okay, that is a good point. Next week I'll have lots of tips for watermelons. I'll bring that next week for y'all for sure.
Okay. So, watermelons aside, on pause for right now, would you just so I think everyone has fallen in love with this beautiful pepper plant. I want one now. Right, so is that something? And this is a question for me. Can I just go buy this pepper plant at Lowe's and put it, or how does this come from a seed? Do I take the pepper and plant it in the ground, then I have a plant? Like how does this work? Because I want one. And everyone else that's watching wants one too.
This came from seeds that my dad had saved. He's been growing these bird's eye peppers for years. I can absolutely save seeds, and we can have them for you. We can save seeds and start some new transplants. But if you go to a local nursery, they'll most likely have a pepper very similar to this. This one's called bird's eye pepper, but if you look for ornamental peppers, they have tons of beautiful peppers, kind of just like this. They have really purple ones that are really long and spirally, like fingers that come out. But I'm pretty sure the bird's eye pepper is like a Louisiana tradition, like the pepper vinegar we all use. Like it's been around in Louisiana for a while, so you should be able to find these at a local nursery.
And that's what I want, because I do put pepper sauce on all of my greens, cabbage, mustard, collard, the like. And so I'm interested in, so I'm going to go to the nursery. I'm going to ask for a bird's eye pepper. All I need is a pot with some holes. I need potting soil. I plant the seed in the soil, and then I have peppers later on. Is it a good time to plant this?
If you were going to put it in a pot on a porch and really nurture it and take care of it, you should be fine. And then if you get a bigger one at the plant store, if they have nicer size ones, it'll be fine. But little seedlings might struggle from the heat. We all know how hot and humid it gets. Yeah.
What's the best way to plant something like this?
Peppers, we start the seeds in the greenhouse actually in January. Then they stay in the greenhouse for like 2 months. So we probably plant them like into March, April. We plant these out.
Okay. So
but the good thing is, I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
This plant, peppers are perennial, so they'll stay year after year. Like when it freezes, if you have it in a pot, you can bring it inside, and then you'll have a head start the next season once it starts to warm up. So right when it starts to warm up, it'll put out flowers, and you'll start getting peppers right away. So you can keep this plant year after year.
Okay, and that's why it grows so large and gorgeous.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome sauce. So, we don't want to, I know the peppers are getting all of the shine right now, but you brought us some vegetables from Baton Rouge. So tell us about those. Oh, there they are. So talk to us. You have planted
Okay.
these, they have grown, and they are here.
Yeah, so we did some harvesting this morning. And I just want to show off some of the different varieties that we grow. It's not exactly like stuff that you'd see at the grocery store. And if that's such a good benefit of growing food yourself, because if you look through a seed catalog, there's so many different, like there's hundreds of types of tomatoes, all different colors, shapes, sizes. Some are more sweet, some are more tart. Um, so choosing what seeds you put in the ground and vegetables you grow is really, really interesting. And Chef Traci is going to be using some of this produce today in her cooking demonstration. But here is a zephyr squash, which you can see is half green, half yellow, which you don't really see these at the grocery store, but they taste just like a regular summer squash, delicious. We have orange tomatoes.
Oh, okay.
We have white eggplant. And most of these things don't taste too far off. I mean, it still tastes like an eggplant, but when we get to pick and choose, we can choose varieties that we know do well in our climate.
Okay.
In my personal garden, I have a green eggplant. It's called Louisiana Long Green. So it's an heirloom eggplant that has been grown in Louisiana for generations. And the plant just does so well here because it's adapted to our climate. We also have some beautiful cucumbers, which Chef Traci will be using. And she'll also be adding some of our banana peppers. These are a sweet banana pepper. There are some spicy varieties, but we're growing sweet ones this year. She's going to cook this into a salad for y'all. And other types of peppers, like snacking peppers that you can put in dip. And yeah, this is just to show off some of the stuff we're growing at Baton Roots.
Well, that looks absolutely amazing. And just seeing it, I'm inspired to, try some other varieties of vegetables that I wouldn't normally see in the grocery store. I think Miss Jerry also mentioned that now that she grows her vegetables, they taste completely different than the vegetables that she's purchased in the past from a store. So thank you so much for sharing those things. I don't think that we have any more questions at this time, but we are excited about Chef Traci and how she's going to turn these vegetables into something magical. Chef Traci, are you there?
And take the mute off. Hey there, I'm here.
Hey,
How
Chef
you guys
Traci.
doing?
We're great. Talk to us.
Well, thank you. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Chef Traci. I am the mobile.
Hold on, Chef Traci. We believe that we see your phenomenal, wonderful husband in the camera, and we need him to flip it around so we can see the salad.
Thank you for saying phenomenal. That is the adjective.
Thank you, husband.
Thank you for that, husband. Yeah, so with that said, welcome to my kitchen. I was able to pass by Howell Park this morning and saw Mitchell with these lovely vegetables. So that's why I'm overflowing with this bounty of beautiful veggies right now. We're going to use these in demonstrations for American Heart Association this week. So I do have the white eggplant that he referred to in like an array of different sizes of eggplants. The okra, which of course we all know how delicious that is. The zephyr squash, which I'll argue is actually not just like any other squash. As Mitchell said, I think it's kind of naturally sweet and it's my favorite squash. And when I saw it, I got very excited this morning because I could almost eat this like with chips. I could use it as a chip with dip. I will cut the squash, eat it. I don't know, maybe I'm strange, but I think it's so delicious to eat raw. So we'll have that in our salad. We also have some banana peppers. If you think you have not had this before, I'm going to give you an example. If you've ever had a Papa John's pizza and you've had garlic sauce and that pepper in the box, that's what this was, a tiny version of that banana pepper. So it's a very mild, pleasantly spicy pepper. It's not too hot, so you can get that balance of flavor. So we are going to try to make a salad today. We're going to do based on what's seasonal right now. So you don't always have to have lettuce on hand, green lettuce greens to make a salad. You can toss fruit into that. You can add seeds and nuts for extra protein. You can maybe throw a hard-boiled egg in that. But today we're going to try to make it from these veggies. In fruits, I have my avocado, which I have to have in every single salad that I eat. So June is National Fruit and Veggie Month. This is the perfect time to start a garden. Until I started working with our partners and starting to like attend those Baton Roots courses, I was really intimidated by the notion of having a garden. But it's starting to kind of become a part of me. I'm starting to like collect compost and give it to my friends who have compost soil projects going. So we'll even save that. Whatever we cut today, we'll kind of put our seeds and food waste that we're not going to use in the salad aside, and I will donate that to a friend that has a garden like Mitchell or one of my neighbors. Also, with our salad that we're going to prepare today, we have a number of dressings. It's super simple, so nobody can say, oh gosh, I don't want to make my own salad dressing. You don't have to worry about getting the preservatives and all the fat or any chemical laden salad dressings that are available at the store that have a 6-month shelf life. You can simply add olive oil and any vinegar. Like this is my favorite. This is a balsamic vinegar reduction, so it has a natural sweetness to it, about 8 grams of sugar. I checked it for you guys. If we stay under 9 grams of sugar, we're in the safe window. Second favorite for me is red wine vinegar. It's kind of liquidy. It's not as syrupy as the reduction. Then this is the kind of liquidy version of balsamic vinegar. I have that as well. And if you want to kind of add some, I guess, living things to your salad dressing, you could do apple cider vinegar. It will make your salad dressing a little bit tart, but it's also very good for you and adds those probiotics to your gastrointestinal tract. So with that said, we're going to move forward with doing some chopping. So we have this lovely cucumber, and if production could move a little closer, they could allow you guys to see the cutting. So I'm just going to cut the stem off of this, both ends. Food waste goes into that trash bowl, and then I'm going to cut it lengthwise because we want our salad to be easy to eat and bite size. So if you're squeamish about seeds, you can always take a spoon and run that right through the center of your cucumber and get it out completely to get that extra out. But we're going to keep the other side. I just wanted to show you that you had that option. So we're at a flat surface, and we're going to go ahead and add that cucumber in at a half moon slice. And this is my favorite salad bowl. It's my pho bowl, but it is the perfect size for throwing a bunch of raw, lovely veggies in and tossing salad dressing. And you feel so amazing after. Even if you're not certain about having a salad, once you finish it and you know how you feel after, you're going to be carried on with, I should do this again. I should have another salad. So this is a red onion. This is another thing I cannot live without when I have a salad. I just cut it in half right through those 2 stems. And I'm removing the first 2 layers of the skin. And I'm going to actually cut off that extra stem there. And I like very thin slices. I find that if you don't like onion, you might like it thin slice. So try it on thin slice. So I'm just going through. Doesn't have to be perfect. This could be diced instead of sliced. So let me show you how that can go. We can do some rough chops and then turn it. Getting those knife cuts, production. Okay, so I'm going to leave that half onion there. We're going to add tomato. And you can cut this in wedges if you like. I'm going to go in for large dice. So I'm just going to stack this. Couple of lines through there. Done. Going to do it again. Put some lines in there. So I have these chunks. Have a chunk of tomato. Okay. That's how I prefer it. This is your salad. You can make your salad how you like. Okay, I'm taking the stem of that tomato, tossing it in there. No waste. Avocado. I recommend that if you like these as much as I do, that you keep them on a rotating shopping list because they ripen when they ripen. Sometimes you can get it at the store and they're hard as a rock and they're not going to ripen for several days and you don't have it when you crave it. But I would encourage you to just kind of get them in the house. Try to eat them when they're ripe, and then you'll kind of get on a staggered rotation of having unripened avocados in the house and ripened ones. So this one's been in my house a few days. I'll show you how to cut. Just cut anywhere, starting at the stem. Okay, and then we're going to cut it in half again. And so that way you don't have to worry about removing that seed in the middle so much. It pretty much falls apart. Okay, so from there, just taking off that skin. I think in New Orleans they call this an alligator pear, but just as a fun fact, if anybody's heard that. I love alligator pears. Okay, so this is a good fat, omega-3 fatty acids going into your system. Feeling full. I used to be very worried that a salad would not fill me up. And then one day I started eating salads and I realized, oh my gosh, I'm actually going to survive. I'm not hungry 30 minutes later. You will be okay. Zephyr squash, we're going to cut this similar to the cucumber. We're going to cut the stems off and cut it in half. So I'm taking the top off and running my knife through it long ways. And then cutting it in those half moon bite sizes. Anyone can do this. A 10-year-old can do this. Tell them to put that phone down and get in the kitchen and make you a salad. So, all right. So the zephyr squash is in there. And next, should we add a green bell pepper? So cute, right? We should add that. I agree. So we have a bell pepper. And I've cut it in fours. I've cut it in half, and I cut it in half again. So I'm just going to slide those seeds out. Maybe Mitchell will be able to plant something with that later. You never know. He said something about planting seeds. Okay, I'm going to shake those seeds off. Get those off my board. And then we're going to just do chunks, just like we did everything else. Kind of bite size. Putting that in there, and now we are down to our last item, the banana pepper. And if you like spicy, you might want to add the whole pepper. Maybe you'll add the half. I'll just cut this in rounds. So I'm literally just starting at the pointed part of the pepper and working my way in. So now we have our delicious ingredients. Isn't it pretty? Because we eat with our eyes first, so you want to enjoy it with your eyes first. Then you get the nutrition. So now, let me wash my hands here. Now we're ready to just add dressing to our salad. And for me, that finale is the balsamic vinegar reduction. So I'm gonna just kind of try to dress this over the camera. Look at that. And you know, some days I might have the discipline to not add the olive oil, but today we're going to add olive oil. Look at that. That is your summer salad. I would encourage you to always add seasonal items to your seasonal salads. In the winter, there are certain things that might grow, like maybe Brussels sprouts or cabbages or something like that. You can definitely add that to your salad instead of lettuce. So with that said, this is the time to start your garden. You can go to shopheart.org/cooking. I'll add that link to the chat area of the webinar. And that way, if you want to start your garden today, you can do that. And if you purchase a certain amount from that site, you can get a discount. Also, for the children who may not be able to go to summer camps this summer, or they might have be stirring around, busy in the house, a garden is a great way to kind of get a twofer. You can have fresh produce growing that you can make in the house with them. It can be a lesson in food science. And it's something entertaining that they can get into every day. Help me water the plants. Let's check on our seeds. It's an ongoing lesson. So that's just something to start you off with your salad. Oh, I forgot to talk about salad. That looks delicious. So we're wrapping up. And that's dinner. This is a delicious summer salad. Thank you to Howell Park Community Garden in Baton Roots. This is the hardest part of the program because you have to talk and eat. Thank you all so much for joining me. That concludes my program. Let me know if you have questions.
Thank you so much, Chef Traci. So that was really, really awesome because that came directly out of the garden. So
yes, that grew
table,
in the garden this morning, and I put my own avocado and tomato in it.
Okay, so you can grow it at home. Excuse me, you can grow it at home. You can cook it at home, and you can prepare it with the family. These items were heart healthy, and like she said, it's June fruit and vegetable month, so it's an excellent time to grow your own food and prepare it. Thank you so much, Chef Traci.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. So listen, Chef Traci, Mitchell, we really, really appreciate all of y'all's insight this episode. If you would like to connect with Chef Traci and the American Heart Association, they're one of the Baton Rouge, excuse me, the Go Get Healthy partners. Be sure to connect with them on the Healthy BR website or the American Heart Association website. And then in addition to that, tips and videos and tricks that you might want as it relates to gardening, you can get those from Baton Roots. So thank you, Chef Traci. We want to thank all of our partners, Grow Baton Rouge, Grow Baton Rouge, Baton Roots. I want to thank Ms. Jerry for coming on and giving us her experience as a beginning gardener. And thank you again to Nardfit for leading us into that workout. So there will be a follow-up email with an evaluation that you will receive from Healthy BR. Please, please, please fill it out for us. And so when we come back next week, we have on brand new Wellness Wednesday shirts, okay? If you fill out this evaluation, you too can be on trend, okay? We want you to be on trend and a Wellness Wednesday warrior with us. So thank you guys so much, and we look forward to connecting with you for the next Wellness Wednesday. Thank you all, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.